brand new day with Mo and News. It's time to have your say. She's got the scoop, the stories, all the latest trends. Mo's got the news, let's hear it. My dear friends, from politics to showbiz, no story's too small. Mo covers it all. She's got the inside call, her voice so smooth, like honey in the summer sun. With Mo on the mic, you know the news is always fun. Mornings with Mo, the best newsy news in the world. With her style so classic and her stories unfurled, from morning till night, she's got us in the know. Turn on your radio, let Mo's newsy news flow.
Hey, you guys, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End, and it is January the 23rd, and hopefully we are coming out of our deep freeze, or you are starting to thaw. And looking at some of the chats, it looks like we are starting to get some heat wave coming back, which is great. So let's see. Good morning, Wolfram. Thank you for all of the mod stuff. And let's see here. Yep. All right. Good morning, Christine and Kathy, Super T, and James Bond, Penny Williams, Celestial Force, Tammy Bogard, Carol Sue. Good morning. Good morning, 80s Music Man OG, Kay, and Tammy, Haley Mouse, Pokemon, Spirit Matter, and Audio Coffee. So our first story is I guess they've got a pokey catch them all a bail. Cause y'all, I'm gonna need gentlemen, if you were in a brawl, a physical fight, a duel of honor for Pokemon cards, this is tomorrow. Drop what you're doing. I will open up the floor to you. Come explain yourself to the front of the congregation. Because what the hell, people? Costco shoppers brawled over coveted Pokemon cards inside LA store. Get the F off of me. And this has won the most ridiculous story ticket. So our cray cray stories, this sucker is going to be full by February. I have a feeling. But yes, apparently grown men working on their 401ks decided to beat the ever living hell out of each other for Pokemon cards. And thank you so much, Christine, for being a support for 14 months. You were one of the OGs. And I am just so thankful that you're here every morning. It's nice to hang out with you every day. So let's get back to these dingleberries on the butt of humanity. Gotta snatch them all. A Costco in California turned into Fight Club when a ravenous crowd of adults brawled over Pokemon cards. As they cleared the store's shelves within seconds, risking limb for an easy payout. Now, wild footage captured shoppers at the Atwater Village Costco in Los Angeles fighting over large quantities of the coveted Pokemon cards on January 16th. So this is a bit of an older story, but I'm going to need everyone. It's not even a Furby, y'all. I don't know. I don't think I'm putting my money on Guy in puffy jackets. Eh, Lord Chippy, Lord Chippy has busy things to do today. So let's let him deal with the real dingleberries. This can be solved with a shame squad mom gentle application of a flip-flop or sandal. I'm pretty much thinking you take a grandma, a no-nonsense grandma with a cane switch in there, all this would shenaniganize would stop. Oh, he's gonna get yeeted. Air yeet. Okay. I, apparently the entire stock of hoodies and comfy pants were just out of sale because every single guy in here is wearing sweatpants and a hoodie. That's what they should really been fighting over is some Sansa belt slacks. Anyway, now the cards weren't any normal Pokemon card packs, but the desired 151 Blooming Waters Premium Collection Pack. I'm sure if we translated this into Sailor Moon, I'd have some sort of understanding, but this is confusing. Now, the original collection of cards sold for $120 to $150 and was highly sought after by resellers and scalpers after wholesale franchise had started to list the entire, I guess, system for $60 last week. Now, one suspected reseller who wore a green jacket and wrapped himself around a younger man who was carrying two boxes in a battle for the box set. The younger man was victorious as he viciously elbowed the man in the puffy jacket because it's not the 80s. Now, the unrelenting man continued to hold to the pack while other shoppers struggled to carry their hauls away from the area. People began ordering other shoppers to call the police because of the unruly crowd. Now, the police were not called to the store and no arrests were made. The store is handling the incident internally. Now, no serious injuries were reported, but this is just beyond stupid. It's not a Furby. It's not a Teddy Ruxpin. Hell, it is not even the fully actuated with nunchuck action, first Power Ranger figures. It's just, no, no. These are cards. Now, additional footage from the LA store captured store employees yelling at anxious alleged scalpers to walk as the store opened. Now, the hyper-fixated shoppers were seen pushing and shoving into the store to attempt to get the limited box set. Pokemon Forum Poke Beach reported. A separate view captured the mad dash as people grabbed entire boxes full of the packs. Costco has since implemented a 1 unit per membership per day policy for the packs. No, no, here's the thing. I love Sailor Moon, but I also don't like people. So there's that whole cost benefit analysis, and I'm willing. Now, see, this is where Gen Zers, you suck compared to us Gen Xers. I am willing to wait. We saw our mothers clip coupons and send a bunch of questionnaires into Publishers Clearinghouse. We can wait for gratification. I will wait till y'all need, fall on hard times, and I will snap that shit up on eBay. We are ruthless as Gen Xers. Like, we will wait. Like, okay, Gen Z, you want to spend all your disposable cash on this? Oh, you need to pay back your college loans? Well, how about I give you that Sailor Moon for half price? Sorry, someone has to teach you, and it's me. Now, the box of cards includes 12 booster packs of the trading card game, including 4 foil cards featuring a Venusaur, a Blastoise, a Blastoise. Okay, I know these last one, a Bulbasaur, and a Squirtle. Now, Pokemon, you have my deepest and full love and respect, even though I don't understand anything about you because you invented the word Squirtle, which I think would have been more. Look, if I had invented the word Squirtle, it would refer to a shart, um, because I think, instead of prairie dogging, you could just say I had a Squirtle. Anywho, I know that's probably blasphemous, to everyone who likes Pokemon, but I love the word. It's a great word to me. Now, the cards are recommended for ages 6 and older, but apparently not for the ages 40 and over. All right. Well, so this is what these grown men were fighting over? You have got to be freaking kidding me. All right, well, there you go. If you would like to, get your Pokemon cards, I think they will still have them at Costco. I don't know if the bra is optional or not. So I don't know. I would take a helmet, maybe ask Shizzy if you could borrow his, and then some shoulder pads. 80s or football, I think would work in this situation. But there you go. Well, nature doesn't, or history doesn't rhyme, or repeat, it rhymes. Well, unfortunately, LA is not out of the forest. A new fire has exploded in the LA area. The Hughes Fire, the latest horrific wildfire to explode in the LA area, forces more than 30,000 to evacuate and torches over 10,000 acres after nuclear prediction. So this is not any of the fires that we had covered previously. This is a brand new fire that is affecting a whole new area of Los Angeles. This was predicted as, they're still struggling. They do not have containment fully of other fires, and the conditions are still fairly similar. So this was predicted that the spawning of new fires could happen, and it has, unfortunately. A terrifyingly fast-moving new wildfire burning out of control north of Los Angeles quickly torched nearly 10,000 acres Wednesday, with more than 30,000 people ordered to evacuate just weeks after dangerous winds caused, not dangerous winds, how about lack of management and no water, caused deadly infernos to erupt across Southern California. The blaze is called the Hughes Fire and broke out before 11:30 a.m. just north of the town of Castiac, about 40 miles from the devastating Eaton and Palisade fire. Okay, Thor, y'all, I have a visitor. Someone is like, I am the original animal co-host. You will not be ignoring me. He's a Thor's a good boy. He knows that look, as much as I enjoy being your empress, your life guru, your sort of spiritual leader of Moness, I do have things that I do not do well with. And going back down to have to go get yet another set of birth certificates at that stupid office in the town that must not be named is not my plan of fun. Y'all, I would rather do naked burpees in Walmart for Pokemon cards, if I'm honest with you right now, which is both a felony and definitely unpleasant for those that are visually assaulted by that thing. Me doing burpees in Walmart for Pokemon cards. But I would rather do that, and y'all know how I feel about publicly dancing. That'll tell you something. So I have my emotional support Thor here, just hanging out. I will say, animals, I have found that my cats, even though they can't ascertain that they're not supposed to be sitting their giant human-sized furry bodies on my gimpy leg, they do know when you're struggling. So, maybe if you're thinking you're doing okay and your cat wants to come over, or your dog, sets his little dog face up and he's like, I would just like to pet you because I love you. Look, every dog has a Doug face. Every dog has a Doug voice. It is the rule in the Pettyverse, from Up. So, they know when you're not having a great time, or they just want pets. I mean, I choose to believe Thor loves me and likes to get pet. Let's get back to the story. Let's see here. It started out as a 50-acre fire and exploded to 10,176 acres by that evening, according to the Los Angeles Fire Chief Anthony Marone. Now, about 31,000 people were ordered to evacuate, and another 23,000 people are in areas where evacuation warnings were issued, according to the LA County Sheriff's Department. Now, no structures have been reported as damaged or destroyed, fire officials said, with about 4,000 firefighters responding to this blaze. Now, Maroney said that personnel will be on scene for the remainder of the night into Thursday to help contain hot spots. Don't drive into those areas. Just exercise common sense. Obviously, these fires have the ability to respark in certain conditions. So hopefully everyone there is, has a go bag, has, things ready to go, and a situation where they can be safe should anything else pop up. I did not. I will have to see it. Now, this is not really a sports ball story, but it is sort of in my more "do not mess with children, you gross, disgusting people." So I am going to need, and for those of you who watched the live stream yesterday, I am beyond proud of this, but I managed to add a little bit of sound to Lord Chippy. So if Lord Chippy attendants could please stand up. All right, and am I a horrible person? Because I thought this was his mom. Like, apparently this is his wife. I know I'm a horrible, but I thought this was his mom. I'm not even going to laugh. And it wasn't. I just thought it was his mom, but let's get into this story because we don't deal with people who are, gross to children. Hey, I can only do so much. I figured out how to clip a daggone song, and I didn't explode my computer. Now, the rest of the things will come in time, but daggone it, I added a sound, and it was metal. So there. I rest my case, Your Honor. Yankees icon Mariano Rivera's wife, Carla, is at the center of a bombshell child SA lawsuit. Now, Yankees great and baseball Hall of Famer Mariano Rivera and his wife Clara are facing shocking allegations from a lawsuit that the couple covered up SA of a minor in their Rye, New York home and at a summer camp connected with their church. The bombshell lawsuit, which was viewed by the Post, was filed last week in state Supreme Court in Westchester County that alleges that the Rivieras failed to act after learning that a young girl linked to their Refuge of Hope church in New Rochelle was being SA'd. Quote, our lawsuit alleges that Mariano and Clara Riviera had a duty to protect our client and missed the opportunity to save her from the harms of SA. Adam Horowitz of Horowitz Law, one of the lawyers representing the victim, said in a statement provided to the Post. Now, the Post request for a comment for a representative of Riviera regarding the amended complaint did not receive response, so we don't know. Now, this does seem like a stretch to me. If this happened at the church, then I don't know if they weren't leaders at the church or actively running the church, I am not sure that they could have had knowledge. But let's go further into the article to see how this all came about, because I am a bit confused here now. The plaintiff, referred to as Jane Doe, attended a summer internship in 2018 at Clara's suggestion at Ignite Life Center in Gainesville, Florida, where the alleged abuse by an older girl who was also a minor at the time took place. Now, Doe claims that she was repeatedly SA'd in the camp's dormitory and shower, with the older girl doing touching her inappropriately and without consent on the no places. Yeah, I'm wondering if this is coming up from mandated reporting, if they knew about it. And look, public service announcement that I don't think anyone in my chat needs, but if a child comes to you and says that something is going wrong, you go to wherever, will take care of that. You do not hold that in. You be the voice for that child. I mean, I didn't think I'd have to say that, but it is 2025. Now, Mariano and Clara Riviera later traveled down to the Ignite Life Center in Gainesville after Jane Doe's mother expressed that she was concerned for Jane Doe's safety at the summer camp, the suit states. Now, the mother was said to have been assured that Clara would look into her concerns and respond accordingly. Oh, now I'm seeing why they had a duty to respond. However, the suit claims that when the Rivieras made the trip, where they learned or should have learned the information about the SA taking place, they each separately isolated and intimidated Jane Doe to remain silent about the SA in order to avoid causing trouble for both the church and the organizations. I rechanged my mind back to Lord Chippy. You are teaching this girl that that her body, the one thing that she has autonomy over, the one place that as a Christian, if you're going by this thing and, chastity is sacred, that she should be saving for the husband that, God has placed for her, in her future. How do you have all the doctrines that we're supposed to hold sacred about chastity, about innocence, about consent, about doing unto others, and you want this girl to be quiet because you don't want bad publicity? You both suck out loud. Cause trouble for the church. If this is happening, what happened to that older girl? This is not behavior that is typical of girls. We are not ignorant of the fact that these cycles repeat. What happened to that older girl that made her think that this was appropriate? Did she have no one teaching her boundaries at home? I mean, I s screw sideways with a cactus, trouble for the church. What about trouble in these kids' lives? Gosh darn it, that should be the biggest expression of Jesus you can do. I don't care two craps in a handbasket about a building, but I sure as hell care about his creations, about his children. People are so screwed up, and yet you wanna call me a bad Christian. Well, I just don't know about that. I may have some sawdust in my eyes, but I believe you have a plank. We don't wanna go church lady, ma'am. I can throw down. I will go Deuteronomy to Ezekiel to even Malachi. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all, I'm just joking. I'm not gonna throw down church lady style, I promise. But it does piss me off when if you're gonna take the name as Christian, totally cool. Do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. Like, I call myself the world's worst Christian, then you better be Christ like, because that's what you're saying. And to worry about a building instead of, God's children just seems all the stupid to me, but I'll just let Jesus sort that out for me. But I believe in the table flipping Jesus, and Jesus does not like you hurting children or ignoring them. Now, the suit states that the girl returned to New York after the conclusion of the internship and continued to attend services at Refuge of Hope. A separate alleged incident of SA occurred in August 2018 at the Riviera's then residence on Brookview Lane in Rye, New York, during a barbecue for children of the Refuge of Hope Church, with no parents invited to the event. I don't like no parents being invited to the event. I'm gonna say if I'm a parent and I don't know you, that is a red flag for me. The older girl who allegedly abused the victim earlier the same year was invited and once again SA'd Jane Doe, engaging in acts that would constitute a sexual offense under Article 130 of New York penal law. Now, the litigation also alleges that the girl had been SA'd by the adult son of an associate pastor at the church. God bless it. Sweetie, little girl, if you watch this, which you shouldn't because you are underage and this is an adult, kind of channel. I don't mince my words. I try not to go full blue, but okay, you're not supposed to be here. But sweetheart, any adult survivors of abuse, it was never your fault and you should have never been ignored. And I hope you hear that from Mama Mo. You should have been listened to and protected. And this pisses me off that you weren't. But you sure as hell should have been. You should have been. Now, Ruben Tavares Jr., the son of Ruben Tavares Sr., allegedly abused her on or around late 2021 and 2022 and continued to engage in graphic electronic communications, according to a post by Horowitz Law on a website. Now, the Rivieras, quote, falsely promoted their activities and premises as being safe, moral, and otherwise free of risk of harm when it knew or should have known otherwise, the lawsuit stated. Now, Rivera pitched for the Yankees from 1995 to 2013 and recorded 652 career saves while winning 5 World Series titles with the Bronx Bombers. I really don't care what he did as baseball when he told a little girl to shut up and just deal with someone touching her body inappropriately. Really don't care about what he did in sports ball, not gonna lie. I know I am super salty about this, but there are things you do not do in Mo's world, and it's be mean to children and be mean to animals. Anything that has that has innocence, you don't mess with that. I figured that was just a basic law we could kinda get on, but apparently I'm gonna have to take a big old flip-flop to this world when I become empress. We need to shame some people. Now, you guys, kinda odd segue here, but I think I might have found a video game that I can play, and if I can play this because it's about a dolphin, then I am going to start streaming. Now, I hope it's not as complicated as Tetris, but, let's see here. Sega is set to bring back another dormant franchise and files a trademark for Ecco the Dolphin. I mean, who wouldn't wanna play, Sega with Flipper? In a move that could send waves across the oceans and reignite interest in a classic franchise, Sega has trademarked Echo the Dolphin in a batch of trademarking spanning the video game software, entertainment services, toys, and other merchandise. Oh, cool. Well, see, I was thinking about doing like the trucking thing like Megan does, but I may have to make you all suffer through a Canva stream with me as I'm working on merchandise to really explain how fully I suck out loud on computers, because all your guys are gonna hear is, "Oh gosh, clicker. Okay, left, right. Alright, when it gets over here, which one's my left finger? Alright." I am terrible, you guys. I From here to hand on clicker, my brain forgets which one's left and right. Now, the, uh, video game Echo, the Dolphin, the last video game of that title or sort of in that franchise came out in 2000. For those unfamiliar, while the game is about a dolphin named Echo, it is one of the wildest premises ever created in gaming. What starts as a simple story of a dolphin searching for its missing pod becomes a cosmic adventure, seeking answers, meeting Big Blue, an ancient and wise blue whale that directs him to Asterite, the world's oldest life form who points our hero to the ancient sunken city of Atlantis. The story goes further into cliche and mystery as Echo then discovers an alien race called the Vortex, which harvests Earth's ocean every 500 years to sustain their own planet. A mix of time travel, unique character design, ancient mysteries. Make this into a movie. I would love to watch this. Look, I'm gonna suck out loud at playing it no matter what, but a dolphin who discovers aliens in Atlantis? Like, this is a Quaalude trip that we should all be ready for. I am here for this. Now I'm gonna have to ask Mr. Mo if we have a Sega. Can I just buy a Sega thing and put it in the Xbox? Or is it like Betamax and VHS? Like, I don't wanna have to buy a bunch of different games. I think we already have one of the, it's the little clicker guy, and it's called a DS. I don't know. I'll have to talk with Mr. Mo because I'm totally getting the dolphin that meets aliens in Atlantis. I'm gonna get it, and we're gonna do this. It's gonna be awesome. Now, the success of the first games expanded into several sequels and spin-offs. A sequoff. It's a mix of and it also sounds vaguely grossly sexual. A sequoff. Yes, that is a mix of a sequel and a spin-off if you're trying to speak too fastly. And fastly is a word. Echo Tides of Time continued the original story in 1994 and introduced time travel and new challenges, while Echo Jr. followed in 1995 as an educational game aimed at younger audiences, focusing on Marie life and simpler gameplay. I'll be playing Echo Jr. right here with the Aquanauts. And the Backyardians, that's where I'm gonna be. Echo Junior for Mo. We're gonna learn about things like the Aquanauts. In 2000, Sega took a bold move and made Echo into 3D for the first time, Defender of the Future for Dreamcast and PS2. Now, unfortunately, a planned sequel, Echo 2 Sentinels of the Universe, was set for release in 2001 but was canceled after the Dreamcast was deemed an epic failure. Now, Sega seems poised to bring back the series following the revival of other 90s classic franchises, with a string of remasters and reboots coming later this year, to include Lunar Silver Star Star Story Complete, the remake of the 1992 Sega CD game, originally released for Sega Saturn in 1996 and later localized for the PlayStation in 1999. Now, I know these words all mean something in English if you understand them, but I'm like, that was a lot of words I don't understand. So I have no idea what it is. Other notable releases are a reboot of Jet Set Radio and Futura Fighter 5 REVO re-release. So there you go. I mean, I'm not a big fan of, video games. I'm kinda like Hank Hill. Is it the video games? But you said dolphin, and I was there. Like, make it a petty corn, I will buy all of your Sega stuff. I probably shouldn't admit that. They're gonna come out with a Sailor Moon. In news I don't wanna have to cover, but unfortunately, we do have to cover it to give you guys at least some information on what happened yesterday. Unfortunately, Nashville, had another school active situation, um, from a 17-year-old who unalived a teen girl and appeared to be a self-loathing incel, the ADL reports. A 17-year-old Nashville school unaliver who unalived a teenage girl before turning the force multiplier on himself. Alright, no, fuck this. A 17-year-old school shooter who killed a teenage girl before turning the gun on himself allegedly left a dark trail of hateful online postings and appeared to be a quote unquote self loathing incel, according to the Anti Defamation League. Now, teen shooter, and I will only say his name this one time. The rest of the time, I will not give him any sort of notoriety. Solomon Henderson expressed a wide array of troubling views with a purported manifesto on social media before gunning down 16-year-old Jocelyn Correa Escalante at Antioch High School on Wednesday, ADL Representative Carlotta Hill told the Post Wednesday night. Why is the ADL doing our intel? I don't remember the ADL being one of those three-letter agencies that the government was telling me was in charge of this investigation-y stuff. Okay, ADL. Now, quote, "Now, these are all people I'd I want more information, but the ADL has a history of labeling everything far right or incel or different things like that. So while I will take this clarification that they've given us, I would like to see the manifesto and form my own opinions as to whether he was an incel, ADL, if you don't mind. And you're not a government agency. You're not anything. So this is the ACLU telling, or ADL, sorry, not ACLU, telling us how incels form. Quote, "What happens on the incel forums is that people of color are told the only reason that they're incels is because of their color, so it pushes them toward another extreme ideology that he apparently took on." I don't go into the incel part of the internet mostly because they look at me, see I have 6 kids, and realize that I'm now voluntary celibate. That being the case, they won't let me in their club because they're involuntary about the thing. Now, this sounds like a bunch of ivory tower people that have no idea how the real internet works. Because from what I have gathered watching coverage of his manifesto, so called, it seems to have disparate ideas And honestly, if you're any part of internet culture, uh, kinda looks like shit posting because it's got such disparate views that look like they're trying to cherry pick kind of the most controversial things. So, I don't know. I don't know what his motivations are. Sometimes evil is evil. Sometimes we can just call a spade and say this is evil. He picked up anti-Semitism and posted a lot of anti-African American content because of that. Wait, how is anti-Semitism linked to anti-African American content? I read that sentence. Y'all understand that, right? So he picked up anti-Semitism. Point one. He posted anti-African American content because he was anti-Semitic. I don't understand how that maths, but y'all have at it, ADLU. You are the smart people. Now, Metro Police say Wednesday night that investigators were probing into, quote, very concerning online writings and social media posts as they attempt to determine a motive behind the attack that was partially streamed online. Escalante was fatally shot inside the cafeteria of the school, and I'm going to take him off and I'm going to celebrate this young girl who was taken from this world in a place where she should have been safe. Another student was grazed on the arm. The Dingleberry finally shot himself before a confrontation with police. Alleged online writings reviewed by outlets included this person saying that he was ashamed to be African American. Other materials tied the shooter, obtained by the station included a layout of Antioch High School, photographs of handguns and cartridges to load the weapon. Henderson also posted anti Semitic writings and posted a flyer from the Goyim Defense League, which is a pro Austrian painter white supreme pizza group, according to the ADL. I was so miserable, I wanted to off myself, he allegedly wrote at one point. Look, I'm not reading this ridiculous ramblings of a crazy murderer. I'm not I'm not. I'm not reading it. I'm not listening to whatever, voices or the lack of, having anyone other than his hand to love gave him justification for this. I don't care. I don't care if you are so tired of your left hand and no girl will date you. It's called high school. It's called everyone struggles. Ugh. But there you go. I will say that, if you want to read, I would encourage you all to read, disparate outlets to try to get information about this, but let's wait a couple minutes to figure out before everyone rushes to blame this on anything but evil. Um, in I don't know who to blame here, but I'm gonna blame everyone here except for the Instacart driver. So a man caught or shot an Instacart driver after his wife ordered groceries. Now, I would like to say that I would not set up Mr. Mo for failure like this, but I would totally set Mr. Mo up for failure like this. And considering I don't remember why I walk into a room sometimes, I would definitely forget I had ordered groceries. So going forward, this is a cautionary tale for me just as much as it is for you guys. A Pennsylvania man is now in custody after he, quote, didn't provide any justification, end quote, for shooting an Instacart driver who showed up at his home when his wife placed an order for delivery, police said. Nicholas Sabo, 43, was charged with recklessly endangering another person after he allegedly fired his Glock 19 at a 35-year-old Instacart delivery driver who had shown up at his home the night of January 18th with his daughter or with his wife and daughter. So husband inside with wife and daughter. And it will start making sense. It really will because so Sabo's wife had placed the Instacart, order for groceries from Weiss Market, but didn't tell her husband. So husband doesn't know that there's supposed to be anyone on the property. It gets better, Jem. It gets better because this is my life. This is what would happen to me. Now, according to the criminal complaint obtained by local news, the Instacart driver was making the delivery accompanied by his wife and their daughter. So not only is the gentleman and his wife and daughter home in their house, but the Instacart driver is driving around with his family. So we've got all the family here. Now, the alleged victim was able to provide police paperwork from that delivery order and indicated that they were in the right address and the verified purchase. Now, Sabo's wife placed the order and told police that she had gotten, a notification from a security app on her phone a little bit after the order was done. So she got the confirmation, kind of went back to doing stuff, and then got a security notification from one of her security things. But it's over by their kind of utility trainer or trailer and family vehicles. So she goes to her husband and is like, "Someone's trying to rob us," completely forgetting that she has ordered this Instacart thing. So she is over here like a flippering out. She tells her husband, "We have a suspected break-in. There is someone moving around by our cars." And husband is, well, I mean, look at that hair. He probably had pew-pews. Look, I am from the country. I have dealt with this culture. He had a poo-poo everywhere. Now, she mentioned the suspected break-in, but she did not tell him that there was an Instacart delivery. So the man had no idea that, there was someone that was supposed to be authorized on his property. Now, granted, if you see someone, like, delivering groceries, I mean, generally, robblers don't come to my house to drop off milk, but I don't know how it rolls in, like, rich people land. I don't know. So, he retrieved his force multiplier from the other room inside the house, went outside where he spotted and fired at the delivery man who had just arrived with the Instacart order. Now, these are obviously not safe force multiplier things. You do not do that if you are it's a big overreaction. If you thought someone was going near your vehicles, in my opinion, if I were in that situation, I would have stayed inside my house and be prepared to defend my house and not gone out to engage someone. Because I feel like going out to engage, but I am also not a dude. So, like, any doodly dudes out there, Mr. Mo, like, no offense to you guys, but I will totally let you guys go figure out what the creepy noise is in the basement. I will totally let you go see if Freddy Krueger is outside. I mean, I have no problem sending y'all out there, but I will try to remember if I've got an Instacart delivery. Good lord. So this gentleman, um, it is good that no one was hurt, thank God. Uh He is being held on $25,000 bail, and he was charged with recklessly endangering another person and may face additional charges. He is scheduled to appear in court for a preliminary hearing on January 29th. Those eggs are so crushed. I'd be like, "Dude, take it. It's not it look, take the soy milk. I don't want it. I never wanted it." Welcome, Shizzy Raiders. Welcome. Um Now, this is how I know we're living in the end times because what in the Walmart rapture is this foodstrosity right here? This is wrong on all many levels, all the levels. New York City's ramen burger is made rated among for English among the world's worst foods, but you should check out its gross competition. Well, apparently, hope you guys aren't eating breakfast. I thought it was just the ramen burger. Gross. It's a gastronomic monster mash. The taste may be subjective, but according to users of one food website, some trigger more gag reflexes globally than others. Taste Atlas released its roundup of the 100 worst rated foods in the world for 2025, which included blood pancake, okay. Deep fried silkworms, jellied eels. Why did the why did the eels have to be jellied? Like, aren't they already jello-y? Ugh. I don't know. While other wretched eats are seemingly ripped from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Now, coincidentally, most of these entries hail from Scandinavia. The United States cuisine has emerged relatively unscathed. Uh, Aside from Brooklyn's own ramen burger, which placed 6 in the ratings, proving that one person's trash is another person's delicacy. I agree, definitely. What in the name of all the hell no is this? Just no. Say no. This is why aliens will not visit our planet. Taste Atlas based these culinary Razzie Awards off of 398,802 user ratings, which they went over with a fine-tooth comb to filter out bot, nationalist, or local patriotic ratings. Contrary to what the title might suggest, though, the purposes of ranking the foods was not to condemn certain dishes, but rather to promote excellent local foods and instill pride in traditional dishes, arouse curiosity about dishes you might not have tried before. Nonetheless, some of the delicacies test uh, even the most adventurous eaters' intestinal fortitude. Without further ado, here are some of the most stomach churning delicacies on Earth per Taste Atlas. Blood patter. Why? So you have blood in the pancake and it looks like clotted blood on top? Swedes have refined blood sugar with blood platter. Look, I can't speak Swedish. I can't even fake it for a Muppet. It's a pancake that's transfused with the plasma of animals, not enemas, which would be even worse. So it be okay, actually both options because it's tinged dark brown. Blood is high in iron, and the protein content can make a great egg substitute. Just give me the unborn chicken. Just give me the unborn chicken. I'm gonna be fine with it. I did. I somehow made a bad food worse by calling it the enema pancake. Now I'm not invited to Sweden anymore. To counteract any coppery tones, the crepe are mixed with onions and spices and come topped with fresh lingonberry berries or lingonberry jam. All to excuse me, all told, the blood pancake, which is eaten in Finland and Norway, is considered the ideal breakfast for fortifying one's system on a frigid day. I'll just take my coffee like whiskey, like a good Scotchman. Oh, it's just a blood day, is it? Well, this is from Lapland and it's blood plot. Ever wonder what Dracula would order if he went out for Chinese? Can't say I ever thought about it at 3 a.m., but I am willing to figure it out. Let's see. It is blood plot or rye or barley flour in a dumpling form stuffed with animal blood, which happens to be a delicacy in Santa's stomping grounds of the Finnish Lapland and Sweden. In fact, the macabre flour envelope was traditionally packed with, well, the blood of Rudolph. As you do, like, "Here's Rudolph, here's Bambi, and have fun with your day." They are sometimes also mixed with a mixture of sautéed onions and diced bacon and are commonly cooked in flavorful meat broths. Well, there you go. What is next that Sweden is going to be throwing us today? Sweden is even beating the US at our own freaky Frankenstein food game. Invented at Trey Connor, a restaurant in. All right, I'm going to attempt this, but this is going to end badly for all of us. Skelfle. That's what I'm going to say it's Skelfle because I don't know what the T and F sound made, but look, I can't say it. Let's see. Castorov is an essentially a calzone pizza that's crammed with burgers, bread, French fries, and other accoutrements like a fast food turducken. Then again, what else would you expect from a country that puts bananas on pizza? All right, Nicholas, come here and explain yourself to the front of the congregation. I don't want to call you out, but bananas? Like, I am generous in allowing the falafel pizza to exist, or what is it that Baker calls that pizza that he likes? Is it a gyro pizza or a shawarma pizza? I don't know, but I'm willing to let them. But why? Nicholas, explain this to us. Next, we go to Iceland that has a fermented shark. I think the less said about that, the better. But their other claim to fame is civo, a sheep's head that's been cut in half and singed to remove the fur, then boiled to eat. The final product, something that might adorn Hannibal Lecter's mantelpiece. How about no? Yeah, no. If it silkworm larvae, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they look like brown Tic Tacs, but or those, so you know when you get the wasabi mix of all, like, the Asian crackers? There are some crackers that look like that, and to be honest, their resemblance to pill bugs, I would never eat those one crackers, so my brother always got to eat them. What do silkworms get for spinning one of the world's most valuable materials? Well, dump in deep in the deep fryer. At least that's the case in Thailand, where street hawkers serve these battered, creepy crawlies with salt, pepper, and sometimes a secret sauce that's prepared by the vendor. I am not tasting your secret sauce if you're giving me bugs. I assume that you are already leveling with me and I'm willing to buy bugs from you, so you are going to test whatever like sanity gastronomically I have left. They are high in protein content, but, so is liver, and I don't eat that. Let's see, the top 10 worst foods in the world according to Taste Atlas are the blood pancake, the blood dumpling, the blood dumpling soup full of reindeer blood, the goat egg, silkworm larvae, chapetle from Chile, jellied eels from the UK, the ramen burger from New York City in the US, Thai fish entrails sour curry from Thailand, and something from Greece, which I don't even know what it is. Oh, wow. I will say that I have opened up my palate as much as my, ridiculously five-year-old self will allow. So I do like eating slightly more adventurous, but that means like my food can all touch on the same plate. I don't okay, that was a drunk dude bet. I am guaranteeing you that Mountain oysters started as a couple of guys drinking some beers and at the butcher shop, and "I bet you wouldn't eat that Harry for 50 bucks." And he's like, "Hell no, I wouldn't eat a billed testicle." And then someone else said, "How about for 100?" And, 100 bucks is 100 bucks. In the, war that has torn apart thousands of homes and, drawn lines in the sand at, every Sicilian granny's house, we must know what is right to do with our meatballs. Are we supposed to, raw or fried? Apparently is the question of our time, and let's see how we should fall. Let's see here. So, the inside the great meatball debate, what has Italians boiling with rage, fried or raw? Now, I don't care how awesome your grandma is, I'm not eating her meatballs raw. Just and also phrasing. And damn it, why do I always do that? And I only remember about just a scotch too late that I probably said a phraseology phrase. It's part of my charm. It's been a saucy controversy that's gotten Italian American cooks under are hot under the collar for generations. Should you fry your meatballs or cook them right in the sauce? A home chef and social media personality, Antonetti Ganji, known for creating her legion of followers as Antonetti's no, Italian kitchen, cooked her way into viral fame with a method that she has sworn by for decades. But even she didn't know how divisive it would be to declare cooking raw meat in the age-old tradition with that there was just going to be it was going to be ugly. Now, I was home in Vegas and it was about 78 degrees, and my son happened to film me in my summer dress making meatballs raw in the sauce, she told the Post. The video ricocheted around the internet, riling up pro chefs and home cooks, and even earned her a catchphrase that she stitched onto hats. Don't fry them, don't bake them, throw them right in the sauce. Now, she was born in Parmas, New Jersey, and has been cooking since she was 10 years old, and said she's still reeling from the effects of her polarizing recipe, which she recreated on the Drew Barrymore show. Now, for the record, Drew Barrymore loved them, but surprise guest Tony Danza was less than enthused, admitting he prefers fried. Now I just want meatballs, damn it. And there's no Fazoli's on the road. And Fazoli's is gross. Not a fan. It was really unbelievable, the grandma, who described herself as a young 72, marveled from her home in Vegas, where she lives part-time. I think it's because when you think of Italian food, you think of spaghetti and meatballs have really opened up doors for me. Before she began uploading cooking videos on Instagram and TikTok, she worked as a successful real estate agent for 35 years, cooking for family, friends, and charity work. Her delicious food turned into Ganji she turned into kind of a local, legend with her old world recipes and Nana charm. And one night, a policeman in Rivervale pulled me over, she remembered, of a memorable drive in northern New Jersey. And he said, "Get out of the car and put your hands on the roof." I looked at him and I said, "Officer, what did I do?" And he said, "My wife wants your meatball recipe." Yeah, okay, can I ask y'all a question? Because I'm not good with social cues, but are we supposed to be touching each other all the time now? Because as ladies, because between Drew Barrymore and the Wicked kind of interviews, the female on female, just casual friend, just holding hands and being superty duperty close to each other, I'm not going to be participating in that. Look, I'm okay if I have to give up my lady card. I will not be participating in mandated girl, power super hugs, okay? Because I can see where this is going, and this is gonna trickle down, to normal people soon, and I would just like to kindly mark myself absent from this. Thank you. Have you seen those Wicked interviews? They're all, touchy and, holdy hands, and then Drew Barrymore is all, you know Eh, I don't g I like my personal space, so as I have previously stated, I will be RSVPing no for the Waiting to Exhale girl boss, touch fest coming up. That's no for me. Now, capitalizing on her burgeoning fandom, her son Roger gifted her with 4 professionally filmed cooking segments featuring the rising chef showing off her long-standing family recipes. But it was her meatball recipe, shot in the spur of the moment, that launched her into foodie infamy. Naturally, her viral method has ignited a food fight in the comments section. This is old school Italian, So many Karens in here who are not old school Italian, said Julia Sariukuska from her Instagram account, The Real Haunted Housewife. I'm old school Italian, and every single old school Italian in my family would never touch anything until we washed our hands from the raw meat. I fry the meatballs first, and they're still tender, and my sauce isn't greasy. It all depends about the mix. Yeah, yeah, sorry. I am so glad I wasn't old. Actually, I'm pissed off I wasn't old enough in Hands Across America where I could just say, "This is wrong and gross, and we Insidians, we indoor cats, refuse to Hands Across America. Hands off America." Alright, I am honestly not that deeply connected to meatballs other than being super de duper hungry right now, so I will end this, but apparently do whatever you would like with your meatballs. Just make sure you pay for them and invite me over for dinner because I will always like, who the hell has ever said no? Hell no to some Italian food. Have me over. I will test out all the meatballs. I have no problem. I will fully commit to my job as meatball, taste tester to just keep it all on quality levels. I am willing to do that. In our final story of the morning before I go to the town that must not be named, I love this story. Now, speaking as a well, not a runner, but this is a kind of polar bear run I think should be well enforced if you're going to run in January. Ice marathon runner dons polar bear suit and breaks a world record. Now, maybe you, like me, are today years old when you realize there was some segment of the population that would run on ice. Because I was today years old. I didn't know an ice marathon was even a thing that God's green earth had even. Because something about ice and run just seems kind of contradictory. But let's figure this one out. A British woman donned a polar bear costume to run a frigid Norwegian marathon and break a world record with her time of 4 hours and 58 minutes, 29 seconds. Gil Punt, 54, a teacher from Essex, took on the Polar Night Marathon in Tromsø, Norway, in which runners took on a dark mountain pass in temperatures of about 14 degrees. Have you thought about cable? Have you ever sat down and just watched a South Park episode? Because I don't understand this running around in cold. It just seems like cable hasn't been invented, and we have all figured out how to run inside while watching cable. I am confused again. Her marathon run raised more than 25,680 or $28 for charity Cancer Research UK, bringing the total that she's raised for the organization over the years to about $2.39 million. Oh, thank you. I was wondering. So, as I'm an American and uncultured, this is pronounced Jill over in the UK. I was wondering why her parents named her Gil, but I figured maybe it was a family thing. Like Ashley used to be a, boy's name, but then it kinda transitioned into a girl's name, kinda like Lori too. I mean, maybe hey, I have not reached that yet. I might turn into a polar bear runner too. Now, Jill says she uses her runs to raise money for the charity in memory of her father, who died at the age of 56 in 1999. Quote, I lost my father at a young age to cancer of the bile duct, and this awful event began my fundraising adventures for CRUK, she told Guinness World Records. There's probably not a family in the UK or the entire world that has not been affected by this dreadful disease. So I will continue doing all I can to support CRUK in their vital work. Also, aren't there polar bears in Norway? Like, I just, I don't know. But there you go. We have her. Now, a couple housekeeping things. Do not forget tomorrow, Shizzy will be over here on my channel and we will be going over the news, generally staying off topic as per normal. And, just Friday shenaniganizing the heck out of everything. As you know, my mission in life is to spread glitter and sarcasm around the world. So we are here for that. Also, now fingers crossed and my toes crossed, fingers crossed, across America and the world, but I should be debuting my new Rosalind Duke officially helped logo, so it's not Fakakta mug. So we should be good on that. I should be able to debut it, and it's actually not a hot mess like most of my other stuff. So, I will light a candle, I will get some sage if I must, though I do have cilantro at home, so I hope it works because cilantro is gross and tastes like soap. So I might burn that and see if I kinda get a discount. I don't know, but be there for that. Tomorrow at 8, we will have a regularly scheduled weekend. So we have Legal Shenanigans Theater Saturday at 3 Eastern Time. And then Sunday, I should be able to debut, the Letitia Stalk trial with Marissa. So we're gonna have Mo and Marissa, where I will just be confused all the time because if you guys don't know, my real name is Marissa. So when Marissa and I are on, I have to remind myself that I'm Mo. And y'all already know I have the Council of Mo's going on in my head. So take that level of confusion and just turn it on up to 15. Have a lovely day, you guys. And I will see you tomorrow. I have to go to the town that must not be named, and I can neither confirm nor deny that I will be stopping at the outlet mall to get a really stupid calendar or something fun. Um, Listen, it's the Fifth Amendment. No, actually, this is pre-crime. Y'all aren't Tom Cruise. You can't convict me for nothing. I'm out of here, guys. Have a great day. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. And if you haven't heard it today, you are loved just as you are. And stay awesome. Bye, you guys.